Welcome back to A Game for Your Thoughts. So we are sailing towards adventure. So we have to go and place the pearls in the 3 points on the map right here. So we're gonna go and do that. But first we got to make our way over there. Great. Let's head northeast. Would probably be the bestest way to go. But I hope everybody is having a swell morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. Maybe night. Maybe it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. That would be impressive. But also at the same time, what are you doing watching my videos at 3 o'clock in the morning? Go to bed. Unless you have nothing better to do, which, to be honest, sleep is so overrated. Like, if I could just stay awake, like, all the time and just, like, work on stuff or play video games or, like, hang out, like, I would totally do that. But, like, my body's also just like, hey, man, go to sleep. And it's like, oh, come on. Like, really? Like, that's not cool. I'm trying to play video games here. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to get some rest. It's like, why? You didn't do anything. Oh, man. That'd be awesome if you could kind of like have conversations with your body like that. Like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, oh, not much. It's like, why don't you feel good? And it's like, well, you ate a whole bag of peanut M&Ms, so like, what'd you expect? And it's like, yeah, but come on, dude. I'm like trying to like hang out. I make myself sound a whole lot more lazy than I really am, but maybe I am actually as lazy as I make myself wow, maybe I am as lazy as I make myself out to be. I'm trying to deny it. And it's making it worse because it's like you're just trying to deny it. It's like, well, yeah, nobody wants to admit they're lazy, but like, I'm trying to work on stuff here. Like these videos won't make themselves. These games won't play themselves. That's for sure. I figured that one out. I actually remember this is a really awful story back in elementary school when I was younger, and maybe even beyond that. Ooh, there's a lot of treasure here. I might want to do that, but also at the same time, I don't have any rupee spots, so maybe not. Okay, I'm going to make an executive decision. We're going to sail past this treasure. I'm sorry. All you treasure holics are like, oh, I can't believe he's doing that. It's like, I'm sorry. I have to. At some point, I can't do everything. I can't do a 100% playthrough of Wind Waker, where that would just be a total nightmare. It would be quite the playthrough, I would admit. It would certainly be exhilarating for those who enjoy a full 100% Wind Waker playthrough, but it wouldn't work out that way. It'd just kind of be like, oh man, I gotta do like this and that, and to be honest, I don't think I've ever 100%ed Wind Waker, and I don't really think there's anything waiting for me when I 100% it. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have any bait, right? I don't even think I own the bait. Yeah, I don't even own the bait bag. I was like, maybe I can throw some bait to the fish here since I'm going by. But yeah, I don't even own any bait, so that's not happening. Sorry. Okay, there's our island we want. Right up there. I could see it. Hanging out right there. Oh, and then here comes the rain. Remember like 30 seconds ago when the guy was like, hey, the rain's going to stop. And we're like, great. And now here we are. It's raining. It's like, dude, he's such a liar. I can't believe he would do such a thing. Whoops, let's see. We want my map. Let's pull up in the map. Here we go. Okay. Good. Now I can just kind of quickly reference the map. I mean, I could look on the gamepad, but I'm not playing on the gamepad, so. Okay, let's see. I lost that island. Where did it go? I need the rain to stop. Excuse me, sir, can you please not roll yourself through the water at me? That would be great. Thank you. Okay, it should be around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay. I was like, I really need this rain to stop. And I also there's a lot of things. Maybe at some point I'll have to either just do like a whole episode of me just running around collecting stuff, or just do a bunch of it off screen and then come back and be like, hey, look at all this stuff I got. And then everybody would be like, cool, good job, man. Thanks for not wasting my time. And then other people are like, I can't believe you didn't show me all that stuff. It's like, I'm sorry. Can't appease everyone, unfortunately. I wish I could, but it doesn't work like that. All right. Wow, that's good framing of the bad guy right behind him. Wandering traveler who seeks the guidepost of the goddess. Place the pearl you hold here. Yeah, look at the framing. It looks like the statue's got like giant floppy ears or a big hat. Ooh, spooky. They're like sitting around a campfire. It's like, once upon a time, there was a creepy monster hanging out in the forest. And it's like, oh, jeez. I remember back when I was younger, I was in the Scouts. And I remember one time we had this big Scout thing going on. And somebody started telling Bigfoot stories. We started talking about Bigfoot. and telling Bigfoot stories, and it was all like, ooh, spooky. Then that night, like, none of us could sleep. I mean, okay, we're like 12 or 13. Like, we really weren't that old. Maybe we were like 13 or 14. I can't remember. But anyways, so like that night, like, none of us could sleep because we were all like, Bigfoot's real. And then like some kids were like, Bigfoot's not real. And then that night, like, anytime we heard a noise, because that night we also ended up doing some like wilderness survival thing where we had to like make our own shelters and sleep in them, which was actually really cool. We made like this cool like lean-to thing into this tree, and it was awesome. But we made these cool like things, which I'll have another story to tell, but I'll tell it after this one. But anyways, so we sleeping like outside. So like we weren't in like tents, or we weren't like in trailers or anything like that. We were just like sleeping out in these cool little huts we made. And that night, anytime anything made any noise at all, it was like everyone's just like, shh, what was that? It's just like, oh man, what is it? And then it's just like, okay, it was nothing. It was just like, oh man, this is scary. So it was a pretty frightful night. But so the next morning we wake up and we're eating breakfast, and then like somebody's like, I gotta go out into the trees to take care of some bodily fluids. And all of a sudden they come back like, oh my gosh, there's big footprints. And so we like go running into the trees, and totally going across the ground were these big footprints leading like out into the trees and stuff, like kind of heading like away from the camp. And oh my gosh, that was the scariest thing ever. We were all like, oh my gosh, like it was so frightening. And so like the whole rest of the camp, we were all like well, I wouldn't say like the whole rest of the camp. It was probably like the next like day or so. We were like all kind of on edge. Oh no, please not this guy. Oh, I don't have what I need to take care of this dude. Don't do this to me. Come on. Not right now. This game hates me. Where's it gonna put me? So this guy, he's the mean god of the winds. Oh, you jerk face. He's the mean god of the winds, and he teleports you to a random spot on the map. Oh yeah. It would seem that the wind god Cyclos bears some ill will towards humans. As you go forward, be wise to try not to get sucked into any cyclones you see upon the seas. But only if it could find a way to travel across the... Yeah, anyways. So we need the bow and arrow to shoot the frog guys so that we can travel instantaneously across the seas with the power of the winds, is kind of what's going on. But lucky for us, it didn't take us too far. But like, come on, man, that's not nice. Like, I'm trying to sail somewhere, and he's just... And I was almost there too. I was like, hey, this is looking pretty good. We're getting kind of close. And then like all of a sudden the dude's like, hey, I'll ruin your plans. And it's like, come on, man. Like, I get it. You're probably not too stoked on humans, but like, I'm trying to save the world here. And he's all just like, whatever. I'm like, fine. And then, yeah, that's where we're at. So I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Bigfoot. So for like the rest of the next like day or so, like we were all like freaked out. We're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Bigfoot. Like we were like all like pretty like starting to like get heavily like into like, oh my gosh, Bigfoot's totally real. Like there's footprints right here, and we even made some like cast moldings of them. Like we had some stuff and we like mixed it together and made like a mold, and made some Bigfoot molds, and it was really cool because it was like, whoa, Bigfoot molds. Sorry, I totally ran into that guy, but I was looking at my timers and stuff to make sure everything was still running okay. But anyways, so I don't know where that mold ended up. I think it's still hanging out in the church somewhere, or maybe it's like in storage, or maybe somebody threw it away. I don't know. But that was crazy. Look at this guy's nose. He's like Squidward, and he's like, SpongeBob. So you wandering traveler who seeks the guidepost of the goddess, place the pearl you hold here. Great. And then, ooh, spooky scary. I like that part though. It's really cool. It's like, ooh, spooky scary. Okay. You placed 10 pearls in the ancient statue's hand. 1 pearl remains. Awesome. Okay, let's see. There you are. But yeah, so that was a crazy camp, but I didn't mean to talk to him. But in the end, Bigfoot was not real. It was just one of the camp guys, one of the leaders, got up in the middle of the night and went and drew some really well done Bigfoot footprints throughout the camp, and didn't bother to tell any of us until much later on. So it was really unfortunate that Bigfoot wasn't real, because we were totally all like, "Oh my gosh, we did it! We figured it out! Bigfoot's real!" And then no, it wasn't, and so that was really lame. But don't worry, guys. Bigfoot's not real. Unless he's real, then good on him. But I don't have any proof yet. For a while, when I was younger, I was totally like, yeah, Bigfoot's real. Because there was like that show on Animal Planet, Finding Bigfoot. I was totally into that. Yeah, I was like, Bigfoot's real. Oh yeah, totally. And then like I got older, I'm like, that's the stupidest thing ever. But if you're into Bigfoot, you think Bigfoot's real, that's awesome. And hopefully one day you find him and prove all of us wrong. I would actually really like to see that. I like all the stories. I like the Bigfoot stories. They're actually really creepy. There's some really creepy Bigfoot stories. And then my favorite was on that Finding Bigfoot show. They had like the Bigfoot calls. Like they would like be like, I'm gonna call Bigfoot, and then they just go out there and they just like start screaming in the woods and like, darn, didn't hear anything. It's like, oh man, what in the world is this? What am I watching? That's so good. Oh, yes, okay. I was like, there was one other story I was going to tell. So, when it was that same camp that we made, like, the outdoor shelters, and these guys had, like, the coolest idea ever. And what they did is they went to a bunch of pine trees and, like, cut off the pine tree branches, and they, like, laid them all across each other and made, like, a cool, like, dome shape, like, from the pine trees. It was the coolest looking thing ever. It was just, like, this cool little dome made of pine tree branches. And, it was really, really cool. I thought it was awesome. And then it was like the first night we slept in our little huts. And then the second night they're like, okay, if you guys want to sleep in your huts again, you can, but we're not going to make you. But they're really cool, so like totally should. And so okay, let's see. Okay, I'm thinking it's that thing that's like straight in front of me. But anyways, so those guys that had made that one with the pine tree branches were like, totally, like, ours is so cool. And I'm like, yeah, totally. And there was one night it was that second night I think it was actually, that I was like, oh, I totally want to sleep in the cool pine tree den. But then there was this one kid that was a total jerk, and so he was really rude to me. But anyways, in the end I didn't end up sleeping in the pine tree dome, which ended up being a good thing, because that night at like super early in the morning, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden they woke up and they were covered in spiders. And like throughout the day or night, just a bunch of spiders had inhabited the pine tree dome of the pine tree branch dome, and just infested it with all these crazy spiders. And they woke up in the middle of the night and they were just like, their bean bags were covered in spiders. There was just spiders all over. And they all started freaking out and screaming, and like everybody's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Because a bunch of Boy Scouts wake up in the middle of the night screaming bloody murder, like something's going on. I always liked this part. This part was always fun. You're just like, what's going on with these things? And then I also like the giant ears on this statue. It's so good. He just goes flying. It's like, what the hell is this thing? Like, come on, man. Like, what's that? What is this? Is it like a statue that just came to life with the personas of the goddesses? By the way, I didn't know she was a fish lady. Whoa. So cool. I like how the boat's just chilling. He's like, yeah, whatever. This happens every day. Wow, this episode went exactly as I planned. I'm like, I really am hoping that I can knock this out in this time frame. And then, yeah, so that worked out perfectly. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I want you guys to keep in mind here. So the statue just blew up and sent Link flying in the air. Then all of this happened. And then, wait a minute. And splat. It's so good. Now the hero of our seas has perished. Not really. That'd be really sad. Just like, how'd he die? Oh, he got splatted against the statue of the god, or this, what is this place called? Like the Temple of the Gods or something like that. I don't remember. It'll tell us here in like 2 seconds probably. Alrighty, let's see here. This tower which, yes. So which, let's see, this tower which the pearls of the gods have caused to appear is the place that the gods of the ancient world prepared so that they might test the courage of men. Only one who is able to overcome the trials that await here will be acknowledged by the gods as a true hero. Only then will the hero be permitted to wield the power to destroy the great evil. Yasai, which you must obtain now lies before you. You must believe in your own courage, which has led you to triumph over the many hardships you have faced, and you must triumph once again. You must rise above the trial of the gods. Alright, let's head on in there, and then we'll call it an episode. But let's just take a nice little sail, and also wonder why Link is totally unscathed and completely unhurt after getting exploded by a statue and smacking into the building. And also, didn't he smack into the building up there, but why is he out there? I have so many questions. This doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, this is taking forever. Oh, the wind's sailing in the other direction. That's fine, we'll just cruise. I did like this dungeon a lot. This one's really, really fun, and so I'm excited to get into this one, but next time, because, yeah. Tower of the Gods, that's what it's called. I was like, it's got a cool name. Tower of the Gods. Cool. Alrighty, well, we shall catch you guys next time on A Game for Your Thoughts, but we'll end with this, cool, panning shot of Link in the boat. Just like, da, 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 next time. Alright, bye.